The Tin Kitchen is the top barbecue destination in the West Platte area and has also established itself to be in the top 20 barbecue restaurants in Kansas City. Tin Kitchen's menu features pecan wood smoked meats straight from the pit, slow smoked for up to 16 hours. It features pulled pork, brisket, chicken, and award-winning barbecue ribs. Stop by the Tin Kitchen at 509 Main Street in Weston, Missouri for a fantastic barbecue dining experience, or check out their catering menu at www.tin-kitchen.com or call them at 816-640-0100. Norman Landcraft plans landscapes that are beautiful and functional. If you're renovating or starting new, Norman Landcraft will form your property with professional skill. Call Paul Norman at 816-858-2939 to discuss your project for an investment that grows.
Stone Canyon Pizza has been serving the Northland, Kansas City's best pizza for more than 25 years. With their original location at 15 Main Street in historic downtown Parkville, or their newest location at 504 Northeast 70th Street in Gladstone, there is sure to be a location nearby. Visit their website at stonecanyonpizza.com to view the menu, specials, or to place an order online. Follow them on Facebook for the latest and greatest that is Stone Canyon. Experience more than just great pizza at the Stone Canyon Pizza Company.
Hello, this is Jay Nauer with WestPlatteSports.com. We have with us the head coach, the head football coach of the West Platte Bluejays, Coach Taylor Gallagher. We'll be talking with him in just a moment. This last game is what we'll review here first. The Blue Jays took on the Penney Hornets in a Class I District 6 semifinal battle at Rudolph Eskridge Stadium. That was last Friday night. The Blue Jays saw their defense unit challenged by the Penney Hornets early as they took their first drive of the game all the way down to the 6-yard line. This is where the defense drew a line that would not be crossed ever during the balance of this game. The offense took over and left no doubt that it would be in control of this game as the offense started the next drive at that 6-yard line and finished the Blue Jays' first offensive drive with an impressive pass play from Jet Chandler to Mark Sanders on a 61-yard play with 2:53 left in the first quarter. And with that, Joe Blake extra point made it 7-0. Now the Blue Jays struck again with 9:25 left to go in the second quarter on a beautiful pass connection from Jet Chandler to Blaze Masner, who adjusted perfectly to make a catch for a touchdown. And with a Joe Blake extra point, made it 14-0 with 9:15 left to go in the half. And that is where the score stayed at halftime, with a 14-0 Blue Jay lead. Coach, after that first drive with the Blue Jays kind of standing in line and not allowing Penney to cross it, the Blue Jay defense just played very well. Your offense looked pretty good. There was a turnover, I think, late in the first half where the Blue Jays could have probably had another little bit of scoring on the board there. But, Coach, defense playing very well, as we'll talk about that more later. But the offense, you had to feel pretty good about going into halftime.
Yeah, I mean, they have some really physical, big, disruptive players, and so we knew that was going to be a challenge for us, and we kind of took a little bit there in the first drive to kind of figure out where we needed to be and how we needed to fit things up, and then once we kind of got comfortable with that, got the kids kind of in the positions that they needed to be in from a call standpoint, we played really well, and so, like Coach talked about last week, we're constantly trying to get them in the right positions where they can play fast and not have to think too much. And so once we kind of got comfortable there, the boys did a nice job, and we were able to continue to get off the field and give our offense more opportunities.
And I tell you what, the second half started about the way the Blue Jays wanted to, as Alex Kinslow took the kickoff to the Penney 43-yard line in good field position, and the offense finished it up with a 3-yard touchdown run by Brady McMillan, and with a Joe Blake extra point, made it 21-0 with 7:58 left to go in the third quarter. The Blue Jays just kept rolling, And several unanswered touchdowns followed, and the defense pitched an impressive shutout. The touchdowns that followed from this point was a 38-yard touchdown run by Canton Wilkins with 3:40 left to go in the third. Then the Joe Blake extra point was good, making it 28-0. Then there was a 1-yard run by Brady McMillan to start off the fourth quarter, and the Joe Blake extra point and made it a 34-0 score. And then last but certainly not least, an 11-yard touchdown run by Canton Wilkins. That was his second of the half. He scored again an 11-yard run with 1:43 left in the game, and Joe Blake extra point making it 42-0. That score was the final, 42-0 West Platte Bluejays win. It was a defensive masterpiece, no question about it. Your offense certainly came humming along there in the second quarter. The adjustments appeared to be good for the Bluejays, Coach.
Yeah, like we talked about, the defense did a nice job all night, running to the football, continuing to make plays. Got a couple turnovers, takeaways there in the second half that really helped keep the momentum in our favor. And then offensively, yeah, we corrected some things that we didn't do well there the last week of the season. That we'd kind of been focusing on there for the last 2 weeks, and just kind of establishing what we wanted to do and trying to force our way into some of those looks. And so, yeah, and we were opportunistic with some of the plays that we made, and when we had chances, we for the most part we were able to capitalize on them. And when when your defense is playing well and getting off the field, and your offense is taking advantage of opportunities, there's a good chance that you're going to come out on top.
Good balance, I think, showed on offense. Had some success with the option coach, and as well as your passing game, doing very well. You got some exceptional play from your wide receivers. That adjustment that Masoner made to make that touchdown there before the half, that was something special as well. Yeah,
our skill players, they do a nice job when they have opportunities. We don't always make them, but more times than not, we're in a position where we can make a play on the ball, and they also do a nice job blocking for each other in the running game, and for the other receivers once they catch the ball. And so, it's good. It's good to have options. It's good to be able to get to use the field and get different players involved, because it's really tough to take them all away. And so, Blaze does a really nice job. Alex hasn't had as many catches the last couple weeks, but he's just as much of a threat, and I think teams know that. And then we got several different kids in the slot that can get open. And then you mix that with a couple running backs and a quarterback that can beat you with their feet. We have options.
Well, something we do have to talk about, I think, as far as we talked about the offensive defense, special teams. That's something that might be a difference in the game coming up. Joe Blake hitting all his extra points, and there was a key kickoff return there by Mr. Kinslow that had the offense started a pretty decent field position. I think it was at the other team 48-yard line or 43-yard line, somewhere in there. Special teams certainly a factor as well, Coach, and might be something, a good sign coming down the road, we hope.
Yeah, for sure. We practice those, every day. We have special team emphasis, and, the kids understand their jobs, and, I think that there's an understanding with a group of kids that we have that those are important plays. They're not rest opportunities. And so you're absolutely right. At some point, when one of these tight ball games, a special teams play could very well make the difference. And, we take it seriously enough that hopefully it makes a difference in our favor.
Well, I tell you what, that wraps up reviewing last week's game. I tell you what, we got a game coming up here in a few hours, and it ought to be something else. We'll take a quick break. We'll talk about our next opponent, a familiar name from just a few weeks ago. We'll be right back. For the best in chiropractic care in the West Platte area, you need to contact Dr. Chris Kinslow. Get rid of that pain in the neck. Check out his location at 2204 Kentucky Street in Platte City, Missouri, or give him a call at 816-812-8262 for the best in chiropractic care in the West Platte area. At 640 Pizza and Pints, their menu offers signature pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more, and also feature gluten-free, quick bite, and vegetarian options. 640 Pizza and Pints are a staple in the area, located in the heart of West Platte at 710 Thomas Street in beautiful downtown Weston. At 640 Pizza and Pints, they say to be weird, be you. Order online at 640pizza.com or call 816-386-4130 for carryout or delivery. The Barty Law Office is the place to go for your legal needs, specializing in estate planning, elder care, probate, and real estate attorney needs. For the best representation by attorney, it's your best interest to turn to the Barty Law Office. Give them a call at 816-386-4025 or check out their website at bartylawfirm.com. Reese Nichols Weston Bend provides a remarkable home buying and selling experience. If you're looking for residential, urban, rural properties, or historic homes in the West Platte area, you need to contact the good people at Reese Nichols Weston Bend for the best personal service that you deserve. Do yourself a favor and give them a call at 816-640-2600 or check out their website at reesenichols.com/Weston. Or better yet, stop by their offices at 18272 Missouri State Highway 45 at Weston. Attic Storage of Platte County is your place to go for storage needs that can be climate controlled with large to small sizes. Attic Storage of Platte County has it all for you with tight security. Conveniently located near the Platte County Fairgrounds and just off I-29, stop by and check them out online at attic-storage.com or call 816-858-2511 and ask how you can get free coffee with your storage rental. Well, we are back with the preview of the next game. There's not a whole lot to really talk about because it was just 3 weeks ago since we played this team. We'll review them a little bit, but the North Platte Panthers won their game in a hard-fought battle over Gallatin. On their side of the bracket, they're winning in the district semifinal, 30-22 over Gallatin. That game seemed to be a tight ball game for sure, but North Platte prevailing 30-22 over Gallatin. Now the district final game is set between these two teams that played exactly 3 weeks ago. This time the two will meet at Rudolph Eskridge Stadium at West Platte, which I think will be a big factor. Coach, this is not like your previous contest against Penney, where there's a 2-month difference between when the two teams played each other. This time they both will battle, and they played each other just 3 weeks ago in a very tough, hard battled game.
Yeah, it's both teams are definitely still very familiar with one another, and the matchup and the game plans are still fresh in everybody's mind. So, that can be good and bad. Obviously there was a lot of things from when we played them a couple weeks ago that we need to do a heck of a lot better at if we want to have an opportunity to win again. And so you try not to fall into the trap that, hey, we did it once, we can do it again, and instead find the things that need to be improved, the adjustments that need to be made, and approach the game with an open mind rather than just try to get away with what you got away with in the first time, because they're a good football team, and it's going to take everything we got.
Certainly, I think one of the strengths of this North Platte team is their offensive line. They seem to have a very stable running attack, and I know that's what they seem to lean to. Is I'm sure in 3 weeks we'll probably see a lot more of the same of that as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they're a big physical team. They're strong. They're big. They're heavy. They move well. They kind of dictate what you're going to have success with just because of their size and their strength up front, both offensively and defensively. And so that's a big challenge. We're not the biggest team that lines up typically each week. And so, we have a challenge cut out for us just in handling their size and their strength and, their willingness to be able to do what they want to do, because it's not easy to stop.
No question about it. Of course, the Blue Jays will answer with their balanced offense with some players, like you say, may not be the biggest, but I think as far as speed and size, I think the Blue Jays may have an advantage there as well, Coach. I think that's the advantage that I think you're kind of talking about a little bit earlier. You typically play teams, I think, like you mentioned, that are a little bit heavier than you are, but you seem to offset that with speed.
Yeah, I mean, we there's no hiding it. I mean, we have an exceptionally quick and athletic group of skill players that have good ball skills, and both offensively and defensively. And so, not just this week, but in a lot of matchups, we feel like we probably run better than the other team. But that's size is a great way to neutralize that. And so, they do a good job of neutralizing, the things that we want to do, because they're so physically demanding on the front lines and at the linebacker and running back and quarterback position. And so, we feel good about our ability to run around and our athletes on the field, but ultimately, everything that happens starts up front, both offensively and defensively. And so, they're going to make us have to deal with that. And that's the game style that they play. And we're going to have to match that if we're going to have an opportunity to come out on top.
Coach, you've been saying this all year, and I totally respect this because I know it to be true myself, in that you break down the last game these two teams played. To me, this game was pretty much an even matchup between the two different styles, and we just reviewed that. But this may come down to, like the last one did, two key turnovers toward the end of each half were the difference in that ball game in a big way. And when two teams are evenly matched, that really may dictate who wins this game again.
Yeah, for sure. I think, it's one of those games we've talked about in the past where one of the things that we talk about is eliminating negative plays and being positive in the turnover margin. And, those two things can give you a much greater chance of success. And I don't think that's going to be any different this week. The last time we played, I think we probably gave up too many big plays, but we were fortunate enough to come out on top in the turnover margin. I think we were +1. And so, that extra possession, turned out to help us big time. And, you're absolutely right. To win these games coming down the stretch here in the playoffs, you got to take advantage of all your opportunities, and you certainly can't give the other team any new ones. And it sure is nice when you can steal one from them.
Well, Coach, now I'm just going to dig into the psyche maybe of the West Platte Bluejays. I mean, it's been 10 years since we played in a district championship game, and are the kids feeling up to the challenge? I mean, it seems like that they are, playing well really on both sides of the ball, and certainly on special teams, and they seem to be gelling at the right time, and that seems to me to be a factor, especially the way they've been playing as of late. Is the confidence level high for these guys as we go into this game?
I think the confidence level is appropriate. Our kids have done a nice job of continuing to get better each week and growing as a team. The locker room is becoming more and more solid just as the team aspect comes. And but I also, I feel like we're confident. We understand that we have a group of kids and teammates that can make plays and that can do good stuff. But I also think that the boys understand as well. We haven't probably reached our potential yet, and I think they're a little bit hungry for that. So on one hand, I feel like they're confident in their ability, they're confident in each other, but I think not so much that they think they can just walk out there and win. I think each one of them knows that there's a little bit more we can get, a little bit better we can do, and you can kind of still see that hunger.
Well, the hunger is certainly what we want, Coach, and let's be hungry, I guess, tomorrow night as the West Platte Bluejays take on the North Platte Panthers in the district championship game from Rudolph Eskridge Stadium. We want to wish you well, Coach, as well as the West Platte Bluejays in the district championship game, sir.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Jay. Appreciate it. Thanks for everything.
Stone Canyon Pizza has been serving the Northland, Kansas City's best pizza for more than 25 years. With their original location at 15 Main Street in historic downtown Parkville, or their newest location at 504 Northeast 70th Street in Gladstone, there is sure to be a location nearby. Visit their website at stonecanyonpizza.com to view the menu, specials, or to place an order online. Follow them on Facebook for the latest and greatest that is Stone Canyon. Experience more than just great pizza at the Stone Canyon Pizza Company.
Norman Landcraft plans landscapes that are beautiful and functional. If you're renovating or starting new, Norman Landcraft will form your property with professional skill. Call Paul Norman at 816-858-2939 to discuss your project for an investment that grows. The Tin Kitchen is the top barbecue destination in the West Platte area and has also established itself to be in the top 20 barbecue restaurants in Kansas City. Tin Kitchen's menu features pecan wood smoked meats straight from the pit, slow smoked for up to 16 hours. It features pulled pork, brisket, chicken, and award-winning barbecue ribs. Stop by the Tin Kitchen at 509 Main Street in Weston, Missouri for a fantastic barbecue dining experience, or check out their catering menu at www.tin-kitchen.com or call them at 816-640-0100.